What's up, America? I'm Danny T. Welcome to the show. Well, the White House Correspondents' Dinner got cut short due to another failed assassination attempt on the Teflon Don. Uh, that's my president, baby. That's it. It was a 31-year-old teacher from California. Cole Thomas Allen was his name. Now he booked a room a day before the dinner. Uh, in his memoirs, he was talking shit about security. Security was outside dealing with protesters and stuff like that. Apparently, his disillusions that he was having, I don't think he thought they were going to pull away from the protesters to come help the president. Pretty wild to me. Um, Now he showed up with one shotgun, one handgun, and a few knives. He stormed into the room. No fatalities. One serviceman was shot, but his vest saved his life, which is wonderful. Now afterwards, Trump came out taking pictures of the douchebag wannabe assassin to put up on his social. Uh, on top of that, he even gave a speech, um, you know, telling the servicemen, men and women, what a wonderful job they did. Congratulating their bravery and all that. It's just awesome. This man's unfazed. He's unfazed by all this. It's amazing to me that the sheer balls on this man. It's just insane. I don't know how Trump even walks standing straight up from the weight of the nuts he has in his fucking pants, dude. It's insane. It's just crazy. Uh, Now Jimmy Kimmel comes out making his jokes. I'm not even gonna repeat the joke, but if you want to call it a joke, you have people coming out wanting him to get canceled again, and I say no. Let this stuff go on. 20 years from now, 30 years from now, people are gonna look back and see what horrible people the Democratic Party was. Uh, let it happen. Not to mention Jimmy Kimmel. You know, are you writing these jokes? Does your wife still write the jokes for you? You fucking cuck. I can't stand him. But nonetheless, let him go. Let him make his stupid jokes. Let him do his thing. Let him make an ass of himself. Uh, Democratic Party is going to go down in history as a terrorist organization, in my opinion. When people look back at what's been going on, it's just crazy. On top of this, you have the usual suspects that just don't know how to keep their mouth shut. Obama comes out claiming, we don't know the motives of the shooter and all this, but we do. I mean, there was a 1,000-word manifesto that uh, Cole here sent out, um, describing in pretty well detailed reasons why he wanted to do what he was doing. I just think maybe it's time to retire Obama, right? I mean, you haven't been in office in a while. I don't really know who cares what you say anymore. You just push out your propaganda like you've done since you were president. Uh, Speaking of the propaganda machine, Marjorie Taylor Greene comes out questioning why the manifesto was even released, saying, they're never released right away. Uh, I mean, if she did a little bit of research, Cole here himself, about 10 minutes before he tried to take out the president, sent the manifesto to his family. So his family has made it public. His family has been talking to news reporters and things like that. That's why it's out there. This isn't some conspiracy like people are thinking. Um, I'm not saying every conspiracy theory is fake, but I think it's enough with not everything's a psyop. Not everything is fake. Real things happen. Uh, the propaganda being pushed out is why we're seeing all these shooters. This isn't the first shooter. It's probably not going to be the last. Unfortunately, these people are nuts. They have mental illnesses, and they hate Republicans. They hate us. They hate the right. It's not going to get better, and it's not fake. The only way it's going to get better is by voting these people out of office, and killing the propaganda machine. The lies that they spread, all that. It just needs to go away. Um, Not to mention Marjorie Taylor Greene. I thought you wanted transparency. Do you want transparency, or do you want our government to hide things from us? You can't go both ways. She has flip flopped her entire career. Uh, she's retired now. claiming she left because of Trump. But I mean, it's funny how you resigned a day after you got your pension. Uh, maybe go tell your bullshit stories to your husband, unless he's sick of hearing them too. But get the camera off her, man. Like it's enough. Uh, she flip flops on every issue, every major one. Steven Crowder does a great um, little collage of all the bullshit she spews. I'm gonna try and find that and throw it in the links down below. Uh, he'll do it more justice than I can right now off the top of my head. Um, Nonetheless, this isn't even the first time this attempt has happened. You hear three attempts, four assassination attempts. In reality, it's been about 18 now. There's been about 18 assassination attempts. In 2016 in Las Vegas, a man was arrested for trying to grab an officer's gun, trying to shoot Trump during a rally out there. In 2018 and 2020, packages containing poison were mailed to Trump. They were intercepted before they got there. Uh, I'll put everything in the links. It's been about 18 attempts now on this man. Uh, it's no stranger to looking death in the face and flicking them off like he's doing right there. This is my president. This is awesome. I love this. Uh, I love that this piece of shit is being embarrassed. He's wrapped up in tinfoil like a burrito. It's just awesome how Trump just mocks the attempts at this point. He truly is a Teflon Don. This man is superhuman. I don't know what else to say. It's awesome. But one thing I am sick of, I'm also sick of hearing the both sides issue. I don't see this on both sides. There has not been, I don't think even one assassination attempt on Biden or Obama, let alone 18 of them, let alone the constant BS being pushed out about not just Trump, but the entire party, our entire Republican Party. Uh, just the lies and the BS, and it never ends. Um, Another thing that happened is the SPLC, the Southern Poverty Law Center. They came out. Everyone knows who they are by now. If you don't, I mean, they fight against white supremacy allegedly. They're the reason why Charlie Kirk was labeled a racist or a white supremacist. Just the lies and BS there. I think a lot of us have been hip to the SPLC's bullshit that they've been pushing out. To those of you that are just catching up now, the SLCP was funding 3 million under fake accounts. Fox Photography was one. Rare Book Warehouse was another one. They had a bunch of them, just fake businesses they were funneling money through to different plants that were involved with other organizations from 2014 to 2023. They were involved with groups like the KKK, the Aryan Nation, Unite the Right. We all remember that fiasco. Uh, American Socialist Party of America, which is also the American Nazi Party. No, I'm not making that up. That's 100% real. Um, but they were sending these plants to start trouble and uh, create fake narratives and manufacturing extremism. Uh, it's the same with like the body cams. We've heard all this cops are racist and there's all this police brutality going on. So we give you body cams. We see that the stats and numbers aren't changing whatsoever, but we're not seeing any racism. We're not seeing any violence towards minorities. It's cops arresting criminals. It's just a hoax, along with like Jesse Smollett, another hoax. It just wasn't real. Poop swastika, it just wasn't real. It turned out to be a hoax. There's all this white supremacy and hate going on, yet they have to fabricate it to put it out on the news because you can't find it because it's just not there. I just had this conversation with someone the other day. I know a lot of Republicans. I don't know very many racist Republicans. It's just not a thing that goes along with the Republican Party. We want small government, we want freedom, we want constitutional rights for everyone, we want lower taxes. Racism doesn't really fit in any of that. That's why we're Republicans. I think that we are they're true Americans here. It's hard for me to believe that the Democratic Party is becoming anything but terrorists. It's crazy. You look at the same propaganda being pushed in other countries with like I talked about Nicaragua and the Colombian Liberation Army, and it's all the same playbook that they use. It doesn't matter what country they're in. It doesn't matter if you're a socialist, a communist, a democratic socialist. It's all the same. It's all the same monster. Uh, and they all play by the same book. The lies, the propaganda, the fear. Uh, you need a bad guy. You need someone to point to. Right now, it's the billionaires are the bad guys, and everyone that's not a billionaire is oppressed. Even if you're a millionaire somehow, you're not elite anymore because there's billionaires. The billionaires are the bad guys. It's always something. It's just not it, man. I don't buy it. I haven't bought it. I'm glad that the proof is starting to come out. I'm glad other people are starting to get hip to what's going on. Nonetheless, as I've said, they've used these plants to go to different rallies and uh, manufacture extremism. They make their own extreme riots or whatever they do and they make it look like it's the Republicans, and it just hasn't been happening. A lot of us have known this for a while, as I've said. It's finally starting to catch up to them. All the fraud, everything's just getting exposed right now. I love it personally. Um, Nonetheless, they're looking at fraud, a lot of fraud, 11 different counts of fraud, from wire fraud, bank fraud, all down the board. Just a scummy organization, lying to you, fighting white supremacists while funding white supremacists. It sounds like a Democrat to me. It's it's just insane. It's crazy that any of this goes on. It's crazy anyone votes for these people anymore. It's crazy with all the lies that get exposed, and the party just keeps believing more. You keep pushing the goalposts. You just keep it's wild. It's time to get rid of the Democratic Party altogether. I feel we should label it as a terrorist organization and get it out of here. Get socialism out of here. Get all this crap out of here, dude. It just doesn't work. It doesn't work, and it's just gonna get worse if we don't do something about it. Um, I don't think any of us want violence, and none of us want to be attacked for anything, and it's just crazy. The fabrication of BS being pushed out by one side. It's not both sides. It's one side, and we're starting to see that more and more. Like I said, some of us have been hip to it for a while. I'm glad the rest of you are waking up to it. Uh, Speaking of fraud, Ilhan Omar, she has skipped out on another subpoena. I believe it's her second one now. She has until May 5th to answer for her involvement in the $250 million Feeding Our Future fund, which she refuses to talk about. On top of that, you know, uh, her whole city's falling apart. There's other stuff in Minnesota going on. It's a lot. Um, with the we're going to talk about the Medicaid fraud in a second here, but on top of that, her bank account has dropped. She's claiming it was all accounting error and all this, and it's just all BS. She doesn't want to talk to anyone. She hasn't commented on anything, even still. So we'll see what happens by May 5th. Unfortunately, the committee can't really do anything other than give her subpoenas. They can't arrest her. They can't do anything like that. I'm really hoping something happens. As long as she's a sitting member of Congress, I think only like the AG and the president can do something about what she's doing, about getting her arrested, getting her deported. I'm really hoping something happens with this already. Uh, she's my top 10 list of people I want out of office. Uh, it would be great to see her get shipped back to Somalia where she belongs. And as I've said, on top of this, about $9 billion across the board and different social service programs and the Medicaid, Medicare fraud, all down the board. It's pretty ridiculous. I believe up to 60 people, a little over 60 people right now have pled guilty to the fraud going on. So it's not faked either, not fabricated. Someone's got to be behind it. Um, I, I'd like to see Omar's involvement in all this fraud going on everywhere. um, on top of her husband's winery that doesn't have the clientele for the money it's bringing in. There's just a lot going on. The fraud's ridiculous all over the place. Not just there. I mean, we've talked about California too. California, 700 hospices are under investigation. 400 have lost CMS funding. 21 people have been arrested. It's just crazy. It's just one of the cases. 21 people arrested. It's just insane how all this goes on. It's funny how it always happens in Democratic cities, uh, or people that side with the Democrats. It's just insane. We've talked about my hometown of Ohio, the wine, the rhino. Uh, I just don't feel he's a Republican. He doesn't do much about stopping frauds like this. He just doesn't care. As I've said, in Ohio, 10 providers. Um, 10 providers are under investigation right now for what's been going on. One doctor has been arrested. Uh, it's just insane. I believe it's just a little short of $600,000 in Ohio. Not as big as the other ones, but nonetheless, it's supposed to be a red state. This type of stuff shouldn't be going on here, in my opinion. Eh, I live in Ohio. I think it's time to make Ohio redder. I understand not everyone agrees with Vivek with some of his comments, but he is definitely milestones ahead of Amy Action, in my opinion. We're going to get even worse if we get a Democrat in Ohio. It's time to make it just redder. That's it. Get rid of all the Democratic mayors. Just vote red down the border for from Ohio. It's just my opinion. I think we'd be a lot better off here. I think all of America would be better if it was red. But let's start with Ohio first for me. That's all I got on that. But Dr. Oz is doing a full investigation on all 50 states now because of all the Medicaid and Medicare fraud all down the board. Uh, as I've said, I really love what Dr. Oz has been doing. It's great that he's part of the administration. Just a short amount of time he's been there. Uh, just everything being exposed. It's just wonderful. It's wonderful. Um, Again, I'm interested to see how these next 3 years are going to play out. I really feel a lot of frauds being exposed. A lot of these people that are politicians now, I think we're going to see some of them behind bars, deported. It's just amazing to me. But that's all I got for you today. If you like things I talk about on here, America, give my channel a like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on Rumble. It's where I like to be. Actually, I just broke my first 1,000 views on a video over on Rumble. I got a few more right behind it. I really appreciate you guys uh, watching my videos, tuning in every week. Um, I'd appreciate if you guys would follow me, help me get out there. Maybe I can start doing more content than just one episode a week that way. Um, but I'll see you later, America.